Hello everyone and welcome back to Maths and Physics with Mr. Simons. Today's lesson on exponents, we're looking at some exam questions dealing with exponents given in expression form. It's testing your laws and rules. Right, so simplify and give answers with positive exponents. 7 problems given. You can pause here and try to attempt and do all of them and see how well you do. 4.1 x cubed times x6 for 1 mark. 4.2 a5b times a3b5. 4.3, do you know what's anything to the power 0? 4.4, 5 to the power 9 divided by 5 to the power 5. 4.5 b4 in brackets raised to another exponent 3. 4.6, 2 to the negative 3 negative exponents, and 4.7 deals with multiplication and division. Right, so let's look at the first 4 problems. Right, so according to first law of exponents, if I multiply and the bases are the same, you see that it's x and x, we add the exponents. So therefore, base x stays and we say 3 plus 6, that becomes x9. So 1 mark for having x9. 4.2, we've given you now more than one variable. We have a5b times a3 b5. A and A same base, so I keep the 1 base and I say 5 plus 3 because I'm multiplying. I add the exponents if the bases are the same. There B, now this is where we catch all out. You'll forget there's an invisible 1. That becomes 1 plus 5. So a lot of learners forget that and they write B5 and now you lose the mark. So 5 plus 3, 1 plus 5. Gives me A8. B6, right? 1 mark there for each one being correct. 4.3, from your rules, you should know anything to the power 0 will always equal 1. So 1 mark there if you wrote 1 correctly. 4.4, if we divide 5 to the power 9 divided by 5 to the power 5. Second law of exponents, if I divide, I subtract the exponents. So therefore 9 minus 5. Because I'm dividing and the bases are the same. 9 minus 5, which then gives me 5 to the power 4. Alright, so 1 mark for subtraction and 1 mark for correct answer. Alright, let's look at the next problems. Alright, in brackets we have b to the power 4. Outside brackets it's raised to a further power 3. Right, so third law of exponents states that all exponents on the inside must be multiplied with exponents outside. So there, b, base stays b, and my exponents or index 4 times 3. And that then becomes b to the power 12. Right now, it says simplify and gives the answer with positive exponents. So 2 negative 3, to make negative 3 positive, I have to take it to the bottom of the division line, right? So it was negative on top, becomes positive at the bottom, so that's 1 over 2 to the power 3. And from there, 2 times 2 times 2. So 2 times 2 is 4, times another 2 gives me 8. So therefore, 1 over 8. So 1 mark there for taking the exponent down to the bottom, another mark for making it positive, and then a third mark for writing it as 8. Yeah, 1 mark for multiplication and 1 mark for correct answer. Right, and then we by 4.7, 6x squared times 8xy cubed divided by 12x4y squared, right? So my values, I just said 6 times 8 there, base x and base x, right? So that's 2 plus, again, what's the exponent there? Invisible 1 that we don't write. So for x, x squared times x becomes x 2 plus 1. Y cubed, there's nothing, so it stays y cubed. The bottom, I've left it as 12x4, y2. So 6 times 8 gives me 48. 2 plus 1 gives me 3. So there we have 48 x cubed, y cubed over 12x4, y squared. 48 divided by 12 gives me 4. So I have 4 on top. They have 3 x's, but at the bottom I have 4 x's. So from the 4, if I take 3 x's away, I'm left with 1 x. The top they have 3 y's, here at the bottom I have 2 y's. So if I take 2 y's away from the 3 y's, I'm left with 1 y. So my final answer, 4y over x. Alright? And there, 1 mark for correctly multiplying there, 1 mark for correctly adding. Another mark for simplification, and then correct answer, 4 marks. Right, so these are basic exponents, and I've gone basically through almost all the laws and rules that you need to know for grade 9. You need to know now, use this to answer various exponential questions using the laws, especially law 1, 2, and sometimes law 3 and 4, where we multiply exponents inside with exponents outside. If a value is negative on top, you take it to the bottom to become positive. If it's negative at the bottom, you're going to take it to the top to make it positive. Right, continue practicing. Wish you nothing but the best. God bless. Bye.